Welcome back. And it really is starting to get to the point where I need a haircut. Anyway, these are pickups for June 2024. And this is a very heavy Vita month. I kind of went all out, a little crazy, working on the import stuff that I've been after, as well as just continuing to pick up different region Vita stuff. And we have some other odds and ends here that we'll go through. So we're going to actually start with the Vita collection since I have now broken 430 physical Vita games. We're starting with some mostly sports stuff. We are going to hit here, what was it called? Yaku 2019 or Baseball Spirits 2019 from Konami. This is sealed. Grab this. PlayAsia was having this sale on some Vita stuff. So I got them for like under 20 bucks basically and nabbed them while I could. Because sometimes with PlayAsia, especially with the prices, and I think I've explained it before that, if they're low in stock and they don't feel they're getting any more in a while, they'll raise the price. And if they have plenty of copies and they've been kind of sitting in their warehouse, they'll lower the price. So some interesting things to watch. So I'm always kind of keeping a lookout for that stuff. Uh, Starting or continuing with that series, I also have the 2012 Baseball Spirits. And this is much like MLB The Show in a sense, but it's just all Japanese baseball teams. And then we also have the GQ Yaku 2018, and this is a series I'm finishing up. I think I'm only missing one more, but we'll see some of the other ones here too. And these are more of the bubble head ones for the baseball spirits type. Yep, and here's 2013. This one I also got through PlayAsia. They had a big sale on this. I think it was only like $9 for this one, and now it's gone back up in price because they sold enough of them. And then here is the 2012 version. And some of these have like inserts in them. So like this one has the rare manual in video games that only about half of them actually got. This is an interesting one. I actually had just found out, and in one of the arcade discords I'm in, one of the big things is joking and actually enjoying. Some people do the mahjong arcades. So people have been buying the mahjong control panels and throwing them on their Astros or their New Blast Cities. And I found that there was this Super Mahjong League type thing that Konami put out. And this is the only Mahjong game that's on the Vita. So I was like, well, I should probably get that. Some interesting pictures on the back here of some girls. But yeah, and I've actually been learning Mahjong a little bit. It was a game that I wanted to play from the Yakuza series or Like a Dragon series, and I never really understood how the game works. So I've been watching a lot of professional Mahjong games, and I've got a little better handle on it now. So I think I can go back if I ever replay the Yakuza games to actually gain more points in those since I understand the game a little bit better. And this was an interesting one. I found out that there was actually quite a few different versions of this because every time they would come out with a new season, they would release a new cartridge for it. And that is Monster Hunter Frontier G. And this is the first release that they did. There's also G6, 7, and 8. Eventually I'll get those, but of course, the newer the version, the more expensive it is because it has all the updates. But I just thought it was interesting. We never got a Monster Hunter game here in the West. And of course, this one does have a manual inside of it. So I thought that was kind of unique. And I haven't seen if like any of the newer versions have it or not, a manual inside of it, but something different. So I had to do a little bit of a cut here because this next game, I wanted to show the difference between. So the one that I picked up is this one. This is called the Bikadon version. You can kind of see here at the bottom. This is actually a updated alternate version of Project Diva F on the Vita. So what you would mostly find is this version. So you can kind of see the difference here in the covers. And the difference between the two is that this version actually has more updated modules, it has some extra goodies in it, and some bug fixes. So, and essentially, this is like version 2 or a just a updated version of it compared to this one. So, you're going to find mostly this one. But if you're ever collecting Vita and you're looking for it, you might want to actually go for this version. And the back sides are actually different as well. So, you can kind of see there. But I just thought it was unusual. Like, I had just recently learned about this one. This does have a manual as well inside, and it also promotes the PlayStation 3 version. So that's kind of different. In fact, I don't even know if this version has a manual. I would assume it does. Yes, in fact, there's a couple of other different ones. So it comes with this AR Live marker in this one. And then it does have a small, like, manual thing and a couple extras. So yeah, that's just for you Vita fans out there who might be interested in knowing that there's a bunch of those different variants out there for Diva F. I have not come across anything for this F second, I think is what it's called. So yeah, just something to keep an eye out for. All right, next, I think last month I had explained that I was missing one more, or I actually found out I was missing one more of the Red Art Games set for Vita. So I finally got that. I have the Bit Dungeon Plus, so I have now completed that subset for the Vita. So I'm super happy about that, because that's less stuff I have to chase down. And the last Vita game, another series I'm starting to kind of get into, which is the Winning Post series. And this is the 2013 version. There was a ton of these on Vita in Japan, starting with Winning Post 8, going up to, I think, 2019. So I'm not sure if I'm going to chase after a bunch of those, but I probably should just to finish the set. And that's it for Vita. So next we have one Xbox Series X game, and of course that is Shin Megami Tensei Vengeance with the Steelbook. I have not played this. I did play Vengeance a little bit on the Switch, but playing it on an actual console with a little better resolution and frame rate, of course, is always best. And then during a Play Asia sale, I ended up picking up Bullet Girls Fantasia. I already owned this on the Vita, but this version actually runs at a better frame rate, given that the power of the PlayStation 4 is a little more than the Vita. And I thought I'd re-experience that, especially since this was only like $10 or $15. I don't remember. So I wanted to grab that because this is one of those few oddities that are actually in English. So this supports, yeah, it has English, Korean, Japanese, and Chinese on it, so it's multi-language, which is nice. It is a little on the lewd side, so that may be something that people may be turned off by. And then Limited Run had their big sale. I'm still waiting on one to come in, but I got 3 of them that I ordered. So I grabbed those. So we have Phantom Break Omnia. And the only reason I like this was, 1, it's a fighting game, but 2, it also has the girl from Steins Gate. And I'm a big fan of the Steins Gate series. There is a new version of this one coming out. I think it was just announced last week that's coming to Switch and PS5. So it'll be the ultimate version of Omnia. So I do plan on getting that, which sucks because when you get a game and then they announce an extended version or an updated version is coming out, always seems to happen. Along with that sale, I also picked up King of Fighters 2002, one of my probably favorite King of Fighters games. This one I meant to get, and then I passed on it for one reason or another, thinking, well, I'll just get it later. Sure enough, they had a sale, and I grabbed it then. And then the last out of that bunch was another one that I kind of regretted not picking up. I kept kind of hesitating on it. Eventually, I let it go, thinking I don't really need it. That is Anno Mutation, a cyberpunk platforming game with some RPG elements, I guess, on the PS5. So this is like one of the few PS5 games I actually now own. But along with that, I also got this one on sale. I think Best Buy was kind of clearing some out for like $20. And that is the Uncharted series remastered on the PS5. I do have the Uncharted collection on the PS4, but I figured this version also includes the Lost Legacy, which is I actually enjoyed. I thought was pretty good. But I included in this collection all in one disc, and I don't have to worry about getting it separately on the PS4. Another oddity. This one will appease some people. So, dude, you haven't played this game. Actually, was selling off some games of his because of announcing. Capcom just announced that Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and this game was included on it. So he's like, "Well, I don't feel I need to have the physical version of that anymore." And I said, "I would gladly take it off your hands." So I got a copy of X-Men: Children of the Atom on the Sega Saturn. The Japanese version, this is the complete version, does not come with the RAM cart, but I really love the art on this. I don't know why they didn't use it for the US version. I do have the US version on Saturn, which is also super hard to find. But yeah, I wanted just strictly for the art because I'd like to maybe find a way to display this in all the mess that is behind me that really needs to be cleaned up at some point in time. So yeah, I couldn't resist that one. And then Captain Algebra would probably be super happy to see this. I did mention it in his Discord, but I have now broken 100 Switch games. And I held off for the last couple months without picking up any Switch games, but this one came in. This is Dream Cutter, a 18 plus game on the Switch by Funbox. It was a pre-order because this one actually comes with art cards and a steel book with some rather lewd imaging on it. I will not show the art cards because those are definitely more adult oriented, and I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube for it. And then this just arrived yesterday. This is based on the um, Under Night and Birth series. This is a visual novel called Tsukihime, or Hime. Uh, this I just thought was kind of interesting. Yes, it's on Switch, but this is a limited edition version that comes with a art book, which I thought was kind of neat, with illustrations, and I like the art in Under Night and Birth. So I figured, well, okay, I could have gotten it on PS4, I guess, but visual novels for me are always better on handheld because I get that kind of holding a book experience, sitting on a couch, just hanging out, and I can just kind of flip through and take my time reading them, and I'm not trying to squint at a big screen reading subtitles. So yeah, I figured I'd get that. Plus, with how this one is available in English on Play Asia, that's a little bit cheaper. I think theirs is like $35 for the standalone. Does not include the illustration book or anything. But I believe the ESRB version is going to be harder to find down the road, as are most visual novels, because not a lot of people pay attention to them. They're not very interesting, so people tend to avoid them. I think Doki Doki Literature was the only one that I've seen most people pick up just because they knew it was more of a horror visual novel, and there's all kinds of like creepy twists and turns in that one. This one I haven't heard too much about. Nobody's really spoken about it. So I am slightly interested to see how this fits into the Under Night and Birth series, and where that goes. So yeah, kind of see how that one is. And then the last game, which was a pre-order a long time ago, and was for the longest time exclusive to the Japanese market. This is for the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, and that is Eliminate Down from various online retailers. I think Limited Run, Retrobit, and Rondo carried this. So this is finally released here in the West in English. Has this really pretty lenticular cover. You can kind of see it switch there. So and then on the back side, it kind of shows you it comes with a manual, the slip cover, a green cartridge, and the hang tag box and everything, which I think is super cool. I have nothing against these re-releases. They are official, which is nice. They're yeah, they don't have the original Genesis type logo. There's no Sega marking on it or anywhere. Just on the side here has retro bit at the bottom, but I'm totally for them, especially since they released a Valis series, and that was one I was chasing for a long time, and I just decided, well, I can get the entire set for far cheaper than the original releases, and they play exactly the same. I get the same experience, and they're official releases. So that's why I continue to get those and support those. because I do want more of these to come out for the Genesis or other systems. Like, even though I don't own a Super Nintendo, it's still great to see some of those games come out. Kind of hoping they do some other stuff soon. But that's it for June. So like I said, very Vita heavy and some unique stuff. So, but as always, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.